Limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, Black Sun, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, I'm back. Season 2, we here. Next level, bigger and better. Let's go.
See me letting go. I'ma lose control. I'm not afraid to fall. Watch me drink it in and feel it all.
8 p.m. Monday night, so you know it's time to tune in to the Afterglow show. Shout out to Kofi and the fam, you rattlers, the football historian. The audience is pouring in at this time like Jackson State playing Grambling. Both hosts like quarterbacks, but ain't scrambling. The Alcorn state of mind that I'm in got me blending in, but standing out like tiger skin. Shout out to TSU and all the recruits turning down big schools for HBCUs. They changed up the scheme, so we changing the scenes. Money for our likeness is nice, but this means we gotta give it all that we got in this game. Black college grad myself, I went to pain. Pick, run, hit, or throw, that's your option. Discussing the coaches' wins and the losses on the Afterglow.
See me letting go.
Scotty, you went crazy.
I'ma lose control.
Every Monday night at 8,
I'm not
super crazy.
afraid to fall.
Featuring
Watch me
Kofi and your boy
drink it
Scotty.
in and feel it all.
You know what time it is?
Go,
Let's,
go,
you heard me. Let's,
go,
season 2.
go.
Enjoy.
already know what it is. Listen, a special edition of the Afterglow show. You can usually catch us on Mondays, but with stuff this juicy, how could you not do an extra show? And before I bring my brother up, once again, due to the lawyers that I do have on staff, I have to play this disclaimer before we start the show. Okay, listen, I don't want to, but I have to. I have to be in compliance. So.
Media Group, we take no pleasure in the here at the Offscript Media Group, we take no pleasure in the foolishness that follows or transpires at Jackson State University. We at the Offscript Media Group love everyone's foolishness equally, but Jackson State has an extra special place in our heart for their foolishness.
Okay, is that it? Gotta give the disclaimer out before we start the show. You already know. Listen, from a brother from another. Go Hemingway.
What up, boy? What up, boy? What up, boy?
What's good, Cole? Talk to me.
Hey, I'm chilling, man. I'm just chilling. You know, this is gonna be interesting. So we're gonna see.
By any means, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
if it wasn't nothing to talk about, it wouldn't be very interesting. All right. Listen, you guys are like Scotty. What else has the listen? You know I wouldn't do a whole nother show if I ain't got no more juiciness. You know I couldn't bring a whole show back if I didn't get more juiciness and more info on the situation.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? Shundo. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So just stay tuned, stay locked in, and we gonna get right into it. But before we football first out here. All right, we are football first. Y'all know I rock with Alabama A&M. Shout out to them. Shout out to the AD doing big things out there at Alabama. He be doing his shows. It's a great Bulldog Wednesday. I'm like, boy, you be promoting. Boy, you be promoting. But listen, AD, anybody in that administration, what the hell, bro? What in the blue? 10 o'clock in the morning?
They did that crap last year, didn't they?
Dog, they do not learn. It was dead last year.
It's always dead there.
Jesus Christ. 10 o'clock in the morning?
That's ridiculous. They ain't trying to get nobody to their game.
Who does that?
They ain't trying to get nobody.
Like, come on. Listen, AD, I've been repping with you. I've been riding. I'm loving what you're doing, my boy. But 10 a.m., like on a weekend, to a spring.
Look, what this speaks to is really the vision. You know, you got to have somebody in that department that understands what are the possibilities. You got a whole tailgate section over there. You can have a whole tailgate contest.
Man.
You could have the best, get your city sponsors, have the best maroon and white outfit.
Come on.
For the best maroon and white outfit, you get a free gift certificate to whatever restaurant. They got Cheesecake Factory there, so you can go to Cheesecake Factory, whatever. Best dressed. You know, the maroon and white marching band can come out and do a little show. You know, you can be inviting your recruits. You know, something other than 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Listen, I was there last year, okay? See, a lot of y'all in the chat, alum Scotty, you know, I don't want to hear all that. I was there last year, okay? It was for the birds. It was hella cold. Nobody was awake. You know what I'm saying? It was like, all you could really get was Starbucks. Nobody was really live and jumping. And then there was a car show that nobody cared about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just...
No. My brother Reese, we get it. The bands at every HBCU, normally every HBCU spring game. My point is, why in the world would you do it at 10 a.m.? Make it bigger. Make it better. You have to look at your events and say, is this the best that we could possibly do? Is this a time where the city of Huntsville is going to come out for the game? Not that marching maroon and white is that big of a draw anyway, but the people there really love the band. So you want to have them there, You know, you want to have your recruits. You want to have other people there. That's just basic common sense. Is this the best time to get the biggest crowd? And you could possibly even raise some money if you get enough eyes to get people to look at it. Then you can get more sponsorship, not just for them, but also for the fall. So whatever you can do to hype the game up, do it.
There's nothing you can hype up about 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, I don't listen. Do you know how, like, when they say it's nothing you can do to dress up a pig, right? It's still a pig. There's nothing you can do to spice up 10 o'clock in the morning. You can't do it. It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Maybe they can have a prayer breakfast. They got, you know, serve some grits, some sausage, some biscuits. Omelet, pancakes.
One of them continentals.
Yeah, one of them continentals.
Yeah, talk to Graham.
Put some Danishes.
Yeah, talk to Graham. They real good at that. Those hotel breakfasts. Passing out them Danishes. You get a Danish.
Jesus.
And you get a Danish. And you get a Danish. All right. Next up. Listen, your boy doing something. Your boy doing something. All right, shout out to my boy Blue. Ran a 4.66. All right, jump 34, broad jump 10.6 at 6'3". I think they had him at 230. Listen, it's like right in, like this is the definition of a tweener. Like I can't stress it anymore. Like he's right at that cusp of linebacker and D line, and the way it's looking, I would put him at linebacker. I would feel more comfortable him as a linebacker. I just don't think he has the moves to be a D line. But shout out to him, 236. Thank you guys, 236. All right, 230, 236 ain't no difference. All right, but that's your guy, man. FAMU Rattlers, they in the building. Talk to him.
I'm happy that he went out there. He performed. They had the Democrat. He ran a 4.62. So I don't know. I mean, anything under 4.7, I think is good for somebody on the defensive line, linebacker. I think that's pretty decent, impressive. Obviously, you know, he's not a wide receiver, but he's got a nice little grade there, and it's something to work with. You know, he gets with the right team, with good solid coaching and a solid developmental program. He could be in there.
Listen, I think seeing him do the drop back drills, his hips aren't tight. You know, they weren't too tight. He moved real fluidly. I think if you get him in the 6th or 7th round, like those are the type of players, like Isaiah Land is the type of player you get in the 6th, 7th round. You don't know what he is. You know he's hella athletic and he can work. Okay. Reese, that's the round grade. So when you see a prospect 5.8, it's usually where in the round they will go. If I'm not mistaken. I don't want to be wrong, but I think that's what it usually is. But definitely more of a, a couple practice squads, maybe a year, you know what I'm saying? And they build that guy up, special teams, stuff like that. But definitely he's a linebacker to me. Definitely. And I agree with you, Alan. I do wish I would have seen. I would have loved to see what Aubrey Miller puts up in the bench. I would have loved to see it.
Now, the thing is, a lot of times NFL teams are very sneaky. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because they're not at the combine doesn't mean that they don't have an eye on these people.
Yeah.
And, just look at Tyreek Hill. He was a whole 3-star athlete coming in out of high school. And, you look up and there he is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, this guy didn't even have 4-star, 5-star, but there he is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, all right. Yep. Shout out to Isaiah Land and what he's doing. I know Mark Evans should be at the. Oh, Kofi got to go get his food. And while we wait for that, he had to go. He had to go get some food. He told me he was going to be off camera for a little bit. So why he go get his food? But coming up, let me stay on Isaiah Land just a little bit longer. All right. So listen, for me, I love what Isaiah Land potentially could be, but I really strongly cannot see him as a defensive end. Right? Maybe that's just my bad eyes, and maybe that's my bad scouting. But when Houston came out, I thought Houston would have been 10 times better at the D end as a linebacker. And I proved to be right. Just want to say that right now. Also, if anybody's interested in call lines, we won't be on here very long. So make sure you get your call line, your calls in. 518-263-8124. It's already, call lines are already open. All right. So don't wait too long because we won't be on here too long after we get through our subjects. Probably gonna take a few calls and we're gonna hit it. So if you want to call in early, get your calls in. Make your point. Don't ramble. All right, make a point. Don't ramble. All right.
All right.
Well, you was moving. All right.
They be charging the arm and the leg. You be trying, and then they deliver it to the wrong house. Boy, they ain't nothing like DoorDash to mess up your job.
Yeah. I know the kid from Georgia ran a 4.4.
Hold on 1 second.
Nolan, but you know.
Go
All
ahead.
right, let's get it. You said what? What's good, Bridges? Boy in Atlanta. You all right? You good?
Me? I'm good.
Okay. All right, so let's get into it. You already know the big news of the day. Bro, I'm never letting it go. Did he do it? Now listen, from what I've been told, and I showed y'all this earlier, right? About Thomas Hudson, President Hudson. What's that in the background, Kofi?
Oh, sorry.
I'm like, what? I'm like, I sound like I hear an echo. Thomas Hudson is doing this thing and everything like that. Now, this is what I mean by it gets juicier. Okay? Y'all saw this. I heard it gets juicier. Here's part 2 of it. Source confirmed that Hudson was sending dick pics, videos to students. All right, I'm telling you, man, listen. This is what I see I'm bringing up text messages. I'm just telling y'all, you see I'm bringing up text messages. Second part of this, right? Oh man, I missed one. Hold on, I gotta take it down because I gotta show y'all all of this. Y'all gonna get all this. Bump this. I messed it up, but I'm gonna get to it. All right, hold on. Let me get to it. Stay with me. I promise you, it's worth it. It's worth it. Stay with me. I gotta send it to myself. But those are just a few things that I have been recently told about. And I saw this on Twitter. Somebody sent this on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, this is good." You know me. Listen, I'm for the mess. I don't know what it is about me. I just like a little bit of mess. But where is it at? Here we go. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. All right. So share screen window. This is the kicker right here. That's the kicker right there. Yeah. So it's a lot of it's just listen. So it's a lot of it's a lot of rumors swirling over the situation in Jackson and what is going on. Now, from another source that I got a call from, says they knew of 5 women. Oh, that's you, Kofi? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So from sources that I was told is that they know of 5 women that President Hudson was messing with. Personally, like they knew. Now the situation, and I'm gonna bring this back up when Kofi comes back. The situation that I do not understand, and I'm never gonna understand, is when a man of power, right, and you start messing with a subordinate, you can never win. Once again, Kofi, like I was saying that from what I was told from a source that it was 5 women that he was messing with, right? And my thing is that at the end of the day, when you're in a position of power, there's no winning that. Because if anything goes wrong with any of those women, they understand they can blackmail you, they can manipulate you, they can dictate your career all because you decided to mess with him. What is going on at Jackson Cove? What is the situation, man?
What in the P Valley is going on?
Oh man,
We talking about Dion and his darn theme music. This Negro here need his own theme music. I mean, this is ridiculous. If it's true, this is ridiculous. And we're going to have a whole nother episode because he need his butt whooped. You wait till Monday. If this is true, his arse is good as grars.
Hey, good as. But you know,
I'm trying to tell you, it's like he just come through the door. Give me my theme music. And to be something like Scandalous on with Prince. Give me my theme music, and it'd be like Bust the Windows out your car. You know, give me my theme music. Let me lick you up and down till you say stop. Let me play with your body, baby. Make you real hard.
Oh man.
Give me my theme music. All the things your man wouldn't do.
Not Joe. Oh man, hold on. I got one for you, Kobe.
All right. Wait, let me set it up. Let me do it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Give me my theme music. You gotta do one more. Pick one more.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I got it. I got to think. Let me see. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was funny. I got one. Hold on.
All right. Here we go.
Hold on.
You ready?
Hold on.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Give me my theme music.
Now we someone else.
As we slept the
night away.
As we lay. Oh
God.
Oh man, but you know, listen, man. You know, Kofi, the one thing about Jackson State and their fans, man, they are strong with the t-shirt game. You know, when you know who ain't swag and you know I believe. But you know, listen, you know me, my merch game is strong. You remember my old Hugh Jackson shirts.
Right.
So I gotta give you some Jackson shirts, right? All right. We gonna guard the cookie. All right. We gonna guard the box. Yeah.
The box.
The box. Okay. We gonna guard the goodies. Okay, that's what we gonna do. We got the in it deep. And my favorite, the knee meat.
Ooh, Jesus. He is out of the chair, people. He is out of the chair.
Oh, man. Listen, so if you're looking for some merch, because you know, listen, Public Figure, the other guy that makes shirts, for the Jackson State. If anybody needs merch, all right, just listen, just give me my royalties. That's all I'm asking for. All right, just give me my royalties, and we good. But if you want to use any of these, Since y'all want to guard the yard, okay? Guard the goodies, okay? Guard the goodies. How about that? Let's do that. All right, man. Listen.
The pull out game. Hey. Not the smartest.
Oh, man. That the pull out game, though. Oh,
the freak in me.
Hey, listen. Oh, man. That was funny.
The I hump. Sorry.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. That was
the pregnant.
Oh, that the sneaky link.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not the sneaky link. Oh, my God. Oh, I like this one. You are the father. Boy, y'all need to go somewhere.
Lord help thee.
Oh, boy, y'all need to go somewhere. Somebody, no. The imagine. Dog, y'all need to go somewhere, boy. Y'all need to go somewhere. I swear to God. Oh, man, somebody said the back shots. Boy, oh, my God. Some of y'all leave the behind me.
Hey. These nuts.
Oh, the boy said the coochie. Oh, man, y'all need to go. Oh, okay. Anyway, but listen, I know a lot of you are new to the whole. Some of you guys are new to the HBCUC, like me. So, I just want you. I want you guys. How do I say this? I want you guys to know the history of Jackson State and their presidents and all the situations that have gone on. So let's start it with this one. You're like a dream come true. The first one, all right, because only Brian McKnight can do it. Jackson State president resigns of financial issues. Carolyn Myers announced her resignation Tuesday afternoon after denying rumors about her. That's number one, but it don't stop there. Just wanna be with you. It don't stop there. William Bynum Jr. Somebody got caught up in some situation. Okay. The president of Jackson State University resigned following his arrest in a prostitution sting. Say what? Not a prostitution. And then last but not least, it is plain to see that Jackson State has a problem with their presidents. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Man, listen, becoming a president at Jackson State is not in your best interest. It really just ain't. It really just ain't.
Especially if you've got character issues or issues with your flesh. A college campus is not the place to be.
Ooh, come on, Kofi. Come on, Kofi.
It just really is. And there's this saying that when you become famous or when you get the title, so to speak, you become more of what you already are.
Oh, that's good.
And, this could not have been the first time. This couldn't have been the first time. You get bigger and you get to the spot, you're going to be presented with all kinds of things. Hey, I need help with my financial aid. Can you help me? Yeah, girl, I'll help you. All of this stuff.
Just got this in. The Board of Trustees of State Institution of Higher Learning has placed Thomas Hudson, president of Jackson State, on administrative leave with pay effective immediately and named Dr. Elaine Hayes Anthony as a temporary acting president. So there you go. All right, there you go. It's hot out there in these streets. But listen, because a lot of people, I don't know if people remember when I did a show called The Hypocrite, or I called it Hypocrite when Deion was leaving. But it was really on the sense of everything because everybody had all the energy for Deion and nobody held the president accountable for what he was doing. And I brought up this graphic, and I got this from Deion's team of all the issues that they were going through while him being the president. So no celebration money went to the football team. Undercutting deals by Deion, not holding people accountable to do their job. Ticket sales money went missing and waited to the last minute to reoffer Deion $1 million at the last second. So just different things. Now the ticket sales, that is a very finicky topic of, from their camp and Jackson State's camp. So I won't touch that one. But everything else, you got to see the full spectrum of it, of understanding that Jackson State had some culpability in why Deion left. And I'm telling you, from Deion Sanders' camp, is he was the main reason why Deion did not stay. He did not want to put up with him anymore. And now what's crazy is now that he's out the door. What? Go get is that your pizza?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, do you think? So now that he's out the door, right? Now that he's out the door, you lost Deion, and you lost your president, who made you lose Deion. So it's just crazy. Listen, I'm not going to say he would have left regardless, right? I'm not going to say that. I do believe Deion was going to leave. I'm not going to lie. But I do believe that it exacerbated it faster because of the situation with the president. That's just what I've heard. That's just what I've heard. That's just what I've heard. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this, I don't take any pleasure in having to make light of the situation. This is not a light situation. Because he's a black man just like I'm a black man, just like Scotty's a black man. And the gravity of the situation, if he has a family, his wife, his kids in the public eye like this, it's not good. And to have to face your wife, who now has to make a very public decision, on what to do and where to go, and she's gonna have a whole bunch of negative people.
He's not married.
Oh, he's not. Okay. He's good. Yeah.
See, this is the thing for me, though, right?
Does he have children?
I don't know. But this is I love stuff like this, right? Because it shows you how much people will rather keep things in the dark than bring things to light. That you will be okay, because you're talking about bringing a black man down, but you're not talking about the 5 women he's put in some situations.
That's very irresponsible.
You're not talking about the position that he holds. You're not talking about the kids that had to trust him as a president, and people, and maybe women who felt uncomfortable being around him. You know what I'm saying? In all the spaces. You know what I'm saying? Like going to his office or hearing rumors, oh, he is married. God, that is not, wow. Somebody said he wasn't married, but he's definitely married. Wow, that's bad. You know what I'm saying? But when you see, like, I love seeing stuff like this, because it really just shows how ignorant people are to the fact of they think color makes it all better. But if it was a white man doing this, they would love to see it fall. You see what I'm saying? Like I want people to really put it in perspective. I don't give a damn about color. He could be a black man. He could be a white man. Wrong is wrong. And being in the position that you hold, you're wrong. And just because he's white, you're like, oh my God, yeah, let's take him down fully. But it's the same thing for a black man who has done the wrong thing. It's just a sad mindset to be like, oh, you're bringing a black man down when he brought himself down. No, I'm not pulling him down. He did it to himself. All right. I'm making fun of it because he did it to himself. Yeah,
You know, and let me say this. Humanity is flawed. That's why we need Jesus, people. You need, if you are in authority, and really any person in your life, you have to have somebody in your life that has the ability to check you. You need at least one person in your life. If you're somebody that is ambitious and looking to go to the next level, even if you quote unquote are low on the totem pole, you need at least one person that can look, that knows you through and through, that has the ability to check you and say, sir, you don't need to be alone with no women in your office. You don't need to be seen with them. You don't need to be talking with them. It looks suspect. Please stop. You need at least one person in your life that has the, Jesus, D.I. bus. You need to have somebody in your life that can tell you the truth. You're over a whole university, not just any university. It's one of the top or one of the flagship HBCUs. You know, I just, you know, my heart goes out to J Nation.
So for what I just got a text message saying that he is he's married with 2 little girls. He's married with 2 little girls.
That job ain't easy, bro. Being a man is not easy, and you know, as you're growing up, you have to learn, you know, how to confront temptation, because sooner or later you're going to face it.
That's crazy. 5929 coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
Hey, what up, man? Just a couple of points of clarity. The IHL, you know, the Institution of Higher Learning, they're basically the Board of Regents for Mississippi. They're the ones who actually choose the presidents at these schools. And though this is a very, I guess, important conversation, we got to look at the bigger picture. Sometimes we delve in the weeds as opposed to getting to the root of our problems at HBCUs. And it's not just a president situation at Jackson State. We see the same issue in Georgia. We've seen the same issues in North Carolina, other states as well, Louisiana. These folks are handpicked by typically a majority white conservative board. And these alumni associations, these students have absolutely no say or pull in who is actually going to be named. I know for a fact that I know Dr. James T. Minor, he's a Jackson State alum, young alum, has extensive higher education background, worked in Capitol Hill, recently was the provost at Southern Cal. He's a Jackson State alum. He's now the president of Southern Illinois University. We've been trying to get him to be the president, you know, since Myers, but they won't give him the time of day. And we see the same thing echoed at schools like Albany State, Savannah State, Fort Valley State. It's a repetitive issue that's been going on. Number 2, yeah, he was married. I've been told, you know, he had a open marriage. That's either here nor there, but that may explain, I guess, the dynamic why he, if these rumors are true, it may explain the dynamic as to why he may appear to be so reckless in his decision. So the thing is, man, you know, I know it's all about, you know, it's funny to a lot of people, but as Kofi just mentioned, Jackson State definitely is a flagship institution. It's been an R2 institution the last 20 years among HBCUs. You know, we have a lot of stock in the game, but we'll still be fine moving forward. This is definitely going to be a very highly sought out position, but we got to get to the root of the problem, man. I feel like there should be a show dedicated to just all of these universities that are dealing with folks leading the institution that don't have the best interests of the school at heart. And they've all been handpicked by majority conservative white boards. My prayers for Jackson State and any other school out there that may be dealing. Let's be honest, man. This story, he just happened to get caught. This goes on at every institution, whether HBCU or PWI. He just happened to get caught. He was too sloppy, which is sad. He was an attorney. But at the end of the day, man, the bigger issue, just what I said, that these folks are handpicked by people who have no vested interest in our institutions. But yeah,
so how is that going to change on a governmental level? We've seen this before, you know, and I know as much as J Nation is on Twitter and they are quick to clap back about everything, when are they going to clap back against this governmental system that seems to be doing stuff to make the university look bad? You know, for my man Bynum, the president that just got caught.
Bynum.
Right? Not Bynum, is it Hudson?
Oh, Hudson, yeah, Hudson, yeah.
Okay, President Hudson, you know, when we do stuff like this, you know, when you're horny, you're not thinking about the big picture. You know, if this word gets out, who is it going to affect? Now you got thousands of students, thousands of alumni, thousands of supporters that love Jackson State that are looking like, what in the world is going on at my institution?
When you're dealing with people, and I'm not saying this is him, but the behavior sure looks like it. When you're dealing with people who are arrogant and they feel like, well, since I've gotten away with it so long, this will never happen to me. I'll never get caught. I'll never face karma. This is what happened. And a lot of times when these folks are choosing these presidents, these resumes, they look great. The leadership capabilities look great. But one thing I've learned that's almost just as important or more than important is character and your personal culture and integrity.
How do
I feel like those
that's not in a resume though. That's not in a resume though.
I'm sorry?
That's not in a resume. I can't tell your character in a resume.
No. So those are things that you learn about somebody during an interview process. It could be during a behavioral style interview where they ask you specific questions just to gauge your background and your level of integrity and your personal culture. Those are typical questions that are asked during those type of interviews. Now, if those questions are being negated, then you're going to get what you get.
Listen, JB, I usually love when you call in, and I appreciate the call in today. But that's a bunch of baloney, bro. Because we know as people, how many times have you been in an interview and you have straight lied your ass off about something, or you know that this is the right answer for the job? Like, let's not play this game like we all have not done that in an interview where we've been, how do you like in the behavior? Do you come in on time? Do you come in early? Are you normally late? What do you always put? I come in on time. When you know you come in late every other day. Like, let's not do this.
Right, so,
come on, bro.
So here's the thing. Those are very high level questions in a behavioral style interview, but if somebody actually cares when it comes to the HR recruiter, they actually really want to know more about this person, they're going to delve more into that person's character by asking more pertinent questions. But that's beside the point. My point is, to Kofi's point, when you have people who are arrogant and self-righteous and selfish, similar to Coach Prime, this is the type of buffoonery and dumb behavior that you get, what seems very common sense to all of us that are on this call. And it could be regarding President Hudson or Coach Prime or anybody else. It's a level of arrogance. It's like a spirit. It's like a principality, man. It's beyond us. And even to your point, when you talked about Hudson and Coach Prime, that dynamic, you had two egos going back and forth. Now, that whole dynamic broke down when Tracy Edmonds, Prime's girlfriend of 10 years, wanted to reboot College Hill at Jackson State, and he said no.
He said yes. He said yes in the beginning. No. I got this directly from Deion's camp. He said yes in the beginning.
I'm getting this directly from JSU's camp.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
I got it from the horse's mouth. He said yes in the beginning. They got everything done. And then the moment that they were supposed to bring it on campus, he said no. That's what happened.
Bro, listen, look, I've heard that quote unquote rumor as well. All of that was a lie. Not Coach Prime. Hudson was never on board. You got to understand, Hudson graduated from Jackson a couple of years before I arrived. So he's a young guy. He's about 44, 45. He was around that time in that era of College Hill. He remembers what College Hill was all about. He never said yes to that reboot, ever. Now, whether Prime went back and told Tracy, oh, yeah, you know, I'm going to do this and I'm going to finagle him, that's not up to us. I'm telling you facts. That is when the dynamic and the relationship broke down. Because you got to remember, him and Hudson, he actually advocated for Hudson to be transitioned from acting president to permanent president. But when President Hudson stepped in and said, nah, we're not doing that, that's when everything came to a halt. And Prime just, you know, showed his natural black ass and started acting like he was on a reality show. And started planting stuff, planting these stories. So here's the thing, man. Again, the bigger issue at hand is who are picking these presidents in our public HBCUs.
All right, JB, you got to let this play. I got a lot of people want to call on, but this is my thing, right? Like, shout out to JB for the call. This is my problem, right? Because it's the same. Hold on, let me get my. I'm trying to keep my emotions intact because I'm not trying to go off. It's the same overarching stuff that I hear all the time when it comes to HBCUs, right? It goes back to the fact of, oh, Scotty, we've been underfunded. That I understand, right? It is a give me. Just the same way like IHL, I understand. But there are also factors within your institution that you hire bad people who don't know what the hell they doing at their job. IHL is not accountable for that. I can't take IHL off the board because I understand they sit the top guy. I get that. I understand that. It's not anything that I'm missing on that. But there are too many times within your own institution that you don't hire the right people. So I'm just not understanding. Yes, does IHL have culpability? Absolutely. Does Hudson have culpability? Absolutely. But the HBCU, not Jackson at this point, I'm not talking about Jackson in particular, but I'm saying when you're talking about other institutions, they have is the IHL board, are they the problem when Alcorn hires Derek Horn? Are they you see what I'm saying? Is IHL the problem when you hire Derek Horn? It's just little stuff like that. All right, 4400 coming to you.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I put my 2-minute timer on. Thank you for the show, Scotty. You're doing a great job. How about Kofi, Hub 100?
Hey.
The thing I want to say is JB is right, and I support everything he said. And it is the same point that I wanted to bring up. My topic says low quality candidates. And JB brought up some things that made me think about this even more. Of like, who's hiring these people? That's a great question. Who is hiring these people? FAMU started the football season with half the team ineligible. Bethune-Cookman is going through some drama with hiring a football coach, and the campus is not being up to spec. Jackson State's having some problem with their president. It's a consistent problem across the board. I want to know, what are we doing to weed out these candidates to select high-quality candidates and individuals and weed out the low-quality candidates and individuals? I don't know the answer to that, but it reverberates along the line of what JB is talking about. I don't think we're getting the best people for the job. I don't know what goes into that, but that's where I'm at.
You can't weed out.
50 seconds.
You can't weed out anything if you don't have the power to make the decision. So
look, I personally don't think that the question is being asked. FAMU had a president that got a student pregnant, and the daddy came up to the office and beat the president down. So I can't laugh at this too long. My point is this. I don't believe we're asking the question the way that it needs to be asked. At this point, when you become a president at an institution, The cell phone records, all of that stuff, your email records needs to be subject for review to see if there is a history of any type of infidelity, any type of thing that's going on. Because if there is a scandal that is, especially at a prestigious institution like Jackson State, it's going to hit the newspaper. There's going to be a media fallout. It's going to be big and it's going to be embarrassing. And when it's embarrassing, that's going to affect the pockets, the money that comes into the institution. So you have to do your due diligence with the people that are hiring. Temptation is no joke. And just from professors to deans to presidents to all of this stuff, it has to be reviewed with some people that got some real discernment, that ain't got no feelings or emotions in it, you know, in the game. They got their ear to the streets in terms of who these people really are. You have to do it. If you don't, you end up in situations just like this.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm going to end my time here and say, I want better leadership. Hey, thanks.
I agree.
Also doing a great job. I love the support. Have a good night.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dre, coming to you. What's up, Dre?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's good?
This is sad. You almost never know how someone's going to react until they really get in leadership. You just really never know, no matter what the resume says. So, I'm in project management. I got my PMP at 30 years old.
Congrats.
And I remember having a little intern who was asking me for help and this, that, and the other. And I literally had to be like, nah. You know, like, nah. I can't be out having lunch. I can't be out, you know, like, you can't be doing that. And certain people, especially when Jackson State got high profile, you know, you just don't know how to do it that type of light, to be honest. That Dion light is huge. And everybody can't handle that. Like, the one thing that I did like about the football team is they ain't getting to a bunch of stuff. You ain't hear them on over the news. You ain't hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they cut that stuff under wraps or quiet, or, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you just never know when, you know, how somebody's going to handle that light. And you're right. He might have been feeling himself. He might have felt he was untouchable. And it's just that. It is. It's just that.
That's what it goes down to. But hey, appreciate the call though, Drake. Hey guys, listen, we got about 10 to 15 minutes on this stream, and we're gonna try to get up out of here. I'm gonna get to all you guys' calls. I'm gonna go to somebody I haven't seen before. 9852 coming to you.
Hello, how are you?
How you doing? What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Kyla. I'm calling from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Talk to me, Miss Kyla.
Okay, so I've worked at a college before. I've seen where the college president actually had a second set of books. They tried to fire me without giving a reason. I've had a boss that under her breath said, have you ever lost a job before? And I think that was my end. I thank God for you all doing everything you've done. And Scotty, you going on Roland Martin's show and doing those things. But I think the thing that people don't realize is when you work in a college environment, it is not so much who you are, but it's your moral fiber within yourself to do what needs to be done to help a student, to help a faculty member, a staff member. And where I worked, it was a predominantly white institution. I was the only Black person on staff.
Wow.
But I was one that I didn't have a BA. I ran meetings for people with PhDs to help my boss. My boss sent me into those rooms. So it's not about your resume. Your moral fiber will always take you further. The president that did what he did, I actually had a coworker when I worked in financial aid, and it was an all-female institution. He spent time behind closed doors with other females. So I would actually block and go in and be like, we got so-and-so to do. Let's go do this to keep him out of trouble. but he still got himself in trouble. I think when people say it's because of who's hiring them, there are questions you cannot ask a person that you are interviewing because it is illegal. They give who they want you to call, but you need to call where they work. You got to talk to HR. You got to find out what those things are that really may need to be asked, but HR can't tell you everything either. So sometimes you're putting people in positions that you don't know what they're going to do, but you are evaluated each year. And people, being that I have a military background, I've had to save some of my soldiers from being sexually harassed and thank 10 years later because they were like, thank you, because you stood up for me. I've always been the one to stand up. And that has nothing to do with, I think BJ was saying that, you know, it's based on the people that hire you and you need to ask the questions. Those questions you cannot ask. So my stand on like Deion Sanders, he is who he is. They knew what they were getting when they got him there.
Miss Kylie
he turned all of that around and made it be what it needed to be. I believe that he was great at doing what he needed to do. He had problems with the leadership, and you can see it on his face.
Thank you for the call, Miss Kylie. Sorry, you got to land a plane. 7981. I'm not trying to be on here too long, guys, so I apologize, but I got to move on. Hey, what's up, Sean? Talk to me.
What up, Scotty?
What's goody?
What's good? Hey, peace, man. So real quick, I think the problem with Black folk and institutions is accountability, right? When these things transpire, the first thing we do is we shift blame and we start wanting to point the finger in other directions. It's not the institution or the body that makes people commit things. It's the people that commit these things that we're talking about. And we're diverting from the issues at hand. Everybody wants to blame Deion. He's the fall guy for everything. But no, he's not at the institution. He has nothing to do with it now. Maybe he did have some internal beefs that are starting to come to light without him having to say anything. Who cares? The point is that we have a situation at hand. People are deflecting, and we need some accountability here. We don't need apologists. So what do we do to resolve the issues, ladies and gentlemen? We all, it's 586 people in here. This is a think tank. Have a solution. Thank you. Peace out, y'all.
Hey, appreciate it, Sean. Listen, I don't think, if I'm being honest, I don't think that listen, the solution is also, there's a third, you know how you're like, you know, everybody gets a piece of this blame pie. There is not a section of this blame pie that does not get given to IHL, right? And they are a part of the problem. There's a bit of the problem for the president, and there's a bit of a problem at Jackson. Jackson got to hold some of this because there's no reason why people knew about this and didn't speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Or that it happened so long to get the girl pregnant or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has to take a piece of this blame pie. Now, the biggest blame pie goes to, of course, the person that did the doing. You know what I'm saying? VI bus. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta give pieces of blame to IHL as well as Jackson as an institution. And at the end of the day, stop bringing up Deion. Okay, Deion has nothing to do with this anymore. He's not there. Whatever. Okay, he's not there. So please stop bringing up Deion. 9865 coming to you.
Good evening, guys. Good evening. This is Hey Scotty doing an awesome job. Just gotta let you know. I don't know if you really had this conversation. You said you wanted to see receipts. Remember that conversation we had a couple weeks ago?
I talked to so many people, sir.
Okay. I apologize, but we was having a conversation, and you was referring to. I hate to bring up Deion, but you were saying that Deion was saying somebody was stealing money, and you wanted to see receipts. And I was telling you, man, like he didn't want to blame nobody, but he just had to get up out of there. And it's funny how it's coming to light about what's going on, and now this is happening. I just wanted to let you know that.
Hold on. How is somebody getting caught having sexual relations with a student have shit to do with Deion and money?
No, I was saying with the being funny with the money. Remember, we was all talking about the money, and
He's not getting kicked out the institution because of money. He's getting kicked out the institution. Now, what him and Dion had going against each other, that's okay. Got it. Cool. But the issue at hand today.
Okay, I'm out.
Listen, man. What's up? What'd you say? What'd you say? What does that mean? Oh my gosh. If you can go, Kofi, I'm gonna just take the last few callers and we can roll out. You can roll out. All right, man.
So real quick. So just to review, he sent pictures to students, and he had sex with the students. Correct.
That's correct.
All right. Ain't nothing else really to say.
Like, bro, how does this even talk about? Listen, when I brought this graph up and I said this is the reason why Dion had a problem with the institution, it was because of President Hudson. That doesn't have anything to do with why President Hudson got released.
Look, I'm going to leave with this. President Hudson had a whole Fab Five. All right, love you, man.
All right, man, appreciate it, bro. All right, man. Listen, I'm gonna take these last 4 callers. 7458 coming to you. No. I'm sorry. 9762 coming to you.
My mind is telling me no.
Oh my gosh. What's wrong?
No, seriously, man. This damn president ain't learned a damn thing from his predecessor, the one that got caught up in the prostitution scandal. You know, Kofi, you need to bring out the belt because he needs his ass whooped. You know, the man is in a position of power and he's taking advantage of these girls. And I'm like you, Scotty. Dion ain't got a damn thing to do with why he got fired. So yeah, basically why he got fired, man.
Facts.
And shit. Wow. Okay. That's all I got to say, man. I'm gone. I'm speechless. I'm gone.
All right, bro. 3454. Listen, last 3 callers. 3454, 9894, and 7458. All right. Hey, caller, you live.
What's up, Scotty? This is Mr. Sergeant Triple striking you from Sanford, Florida. How you doing, brother?
What's up? Talk to me.
All right. So this falls under the category of not just accountability, but people knew, but they chose to remain silent. Now we have seen this not work. It didn't work for the FAMU president that Kofi spoke about. It didn't work at Penn State. You remember that scandal?
Yeah. That was
it didn't work at Baylor. You remember that scandal.
Yep.
If you know your leaders or people in leadership or people who are even under you aren't doing the right thing morally, you got to speak up and at least talk to them. Now, I'm aligned with Jesus, so I got to take you to the Bible and I'll get off. David didn't do the right thing with Bathsheba and, of course, killed her husband by putting him on the front lines of a war that was going on, that David should have had his butt fighting instead of, looking at women bathing naked on top of the roof. And he thought he had gotten away with it and he had put it to rest. But then the prophet Nathan rolled up on him and said, hey, man, what you did was wrong. You have 99 sheep and this other guy only has 1 sheep. And not only did you take his sheep, but you killed him as well. And David said, you're right. I was wrong. And he repented. And what I'm trying to say is for this president, that kind of thing doesn't work. And for the people around this president to know that he was doing that kind of thing and not speak up and say something to someone or at least to him, that they're equally as guilty and equally should be held accountable.
Absolutely.
And the last thing I'll say is when you are looking for a president or any person to be in leadership, you got to know what your requirements are. In the interview, you got to ask about their past experiences. You got to make sure they had a qualifications. Are they a good speaker? Are they a good fundraiser? What's their moral compass, right? Give them situational questions, and then make sure they are by the book, right? In the basics, they got to be by the book for the job. So I'm not going to whistle for you or do any little bill stuff. I'm going to keep it serious. Thank you so much, Scotty. I appreciate you just letting us talk about this.
Hey, no
Take
problem,
care.
Sergeant.
Peace.
Appreciate it. Listen, I'm gonna say this. If you think there's a moral question that you can ask to figure out if somebody gonna stick his you know what into a student, there is not a question. Ninjas don't even want to tell women that they trying to smash and not trying to date them. Do you think there is a question in the history of interviews that you're going to figure out if someone's going to stick their peen in a student, or if a professor, woman or male or female, going to sleep with a subordinate? There is no question to ask for that. So miss me, I live with my wife who is a freaking AR savant. She can ask you a question that will blow your mind, but there's no question that she can ask that is going to say, you know what? I believe that this man is futurely going to stick his peen in a student. It's not possible, guys, because as humans, we have urges, we get enticed, we do things. It's not a question possible. It's not. 9894 coming to you.
Again, great job, Scotty. But guess what, Scotty? It's character and karma. Character and karma. Okay? Some jobs, you just got to have character to function in. Because when you get that money, Jackson say, folks, beyond money. When you get money, you get that position and power, you got to have character to function in that position. And you're right, Scotty. There's no question somebody can ask to get the answer to really demonstrate somebody's character. As you know, character is that thing you do when nobody's looking. And karma is a mother. It comes around, Jake. You know what I mean? Now, I would say one thing about it all, and I'll leave it at this. Everybody always get upset with Deion, but one thing about him, he's totally transparent about everything he do. In fact, one of the biggest issues everybody has with him, black, white, otherwise, is he allows you to do something is always look behind the curtain, even when you don't want to. And when you look behind the curtain, sometimes, even though you know the answer, you don't like what you see. But, transparent, He always talks about his biggest flaws is his marriages that didn't work. He talks about transparency. But, if Dr. Hudson was a little transparent, maybe we wouldn't be talking about this today. Maybe. Just a thought. Good night, Scotty.
No problem. Thank you so much for the call. I'm shutting the call lines down. I'm going to make my last statement. We're going to get up out of here. Hey, listen, man. At the end of the day, this is the thing that bothers me. I'm sorry. This is the thing that bothers me. When people be like, oh, this happens at other institutions. No shit, Sherlock. We know it happens at other institutions. You just mad because it's happening at yours. Like we all know what it is, right? It's like when your friend, he getting cheated on and he's sad and he crying and like, bro, it happens. It's life. Everybody gets cheated on, right? It's the same thing. I'm just so sick and tired of Jackson State people. Like that is what Sean's talking about deflecting. You're deflecting. We all know it happens at other institutions. It happens in high school. Teachers sleeping with students in high school. Shoot, I wish I was able to sleep with my teachers in high school. Man, I feel like that would have notched on my belt. You can take it however you want it. I would have loved to knock down one of my math teachers. They were fine, okay? I'm talking about fine. But it didn't happen. But what I'm saying is that it happens everywhere, okay? It absolutely happens everywhere. We understand it, but we're not talking about everywhere. We talking about the I love, okay? The I lust, the guard the cookie, the guard the box. We talking about them. And like Hezekiah, it was simply the president made dumbass decisions. He got caught up. Your school is in a scandal. It happens, okay? It happens. It's not the end of the world. Is it funny? Absolutely. Absolutely. And it has nothing to do with tearing a black man down. He tore himself down, as my girl would say. He tore his drawers when he stuck his dick in a student. He tore his drawers. So he was done. It ain't got nothing to do with me bringing a black man down. Okay? It's not like this is tearing a black. Let me help explain for dumb people like Fabulous 50, right? For dumb people like you. I don't give a damn if you male or female. You're dumb, right? This is what it means with tearing a black man down. Tearing a black man down is me knowing that President Hudson, I'll give an example, right? Let's say he had a drug problem and he went to rehab for it, and now he's in the president position. If I get on here and say, man, you know he used to do drugs, and that has nothing to do with nothing. It has nothing to do with nothing. You're like, yo, Scotty, like, bro, like, we didn't need to know that, bro. Like, he's doing just fine as a president that hasn't came up. He hasn't done drugs. Not like that is to me, in my opinion, tearing a black man down, right? Is that I know some history, but it doesn't affect what he's doing now, right? So it's a borderline, right? It's a borderline thing, but to me, that's how I see it. So when you're talking about Scotty, you're tearing a black man down when he's already been told to resign. I didn't do that. I didn't make that happen. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make that happen. I didn't make them resign that Bama. He did it to his damn self. And I'm going to laugh all the way to the bank. All right? Once again, if you don't know, here at the Offscript Media Group,
we take no pleasure in the foolishness that follows or transpires at Jackson State University. We at the Offscript Media Group love everyone's foolishness equally, but Jackson State has an extra special place in our heart for their foolishness.
It has an extra, listen, the icing on the cake is when it's Jackson. That's the beauty of it. See, you're missing it. This could have happened at any other institution, and I would have been on their ass just as much. But with the cherry on top is that it's Jackson State. That's the cherry on top. That's what makes it all work for me. I'm like, oh, that's just perfect. You can't ask for nothing better. A scandal, Bama's getting pregnant, and it's at Jackson. Trifecta. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. I'm hitting the slots. So once again, okay? Once again.
You're like a dream come true. Just wanna be with you. 3, girl, it's plain to see.
Hit it. 3 strikes and you're out. Okay? 3 strikes and you're out. Okay? Okay. So don't be mad. Don't be mad. Be glad. And once again, for all the people that are late to the party, listen, if you need some new merch for Jackson, because, listen, I'm an entrepreneur, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm an entrepreneur. If you need some Jackson State merch ideas, I'm your man. Guard the cookie. Guard the box. Guard the goodies. Okay? Or the any deep or the need me. My personal favorite is the need me. It just has a nice little rhyme to it. You know what I'm saying? It has a nice little rhyme to it. It has a nice little ring to it. That's just me. All right? So, if y'all want to make some shirts, you know what I'm saying? Just do what you do. That's on me. That's a freebie. All right? I'm about to get up out of here too. Hey, listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm a holler. And once again, man, listen. If you have any Jackson State friends or family, just check on them. Okay? Just check on them. Boy, ain't nothing better when a scandal hits Jackson State. It's my time. I'm out.